Okay, so this becomes the first of our lessons in infinite series where we allow negative terms in. That's what we mean when we talk about alternating series. They alternate between terms that are positive and terms that are negative. So for the very first time, we bring in negative terms. So let's talk about the alternating series test. And the alternating series test has this very creative name because it only applies to alternating series. What do we mean by an alternating series? Well, an alternating series, it's a sum as n goes from 1 to infinity of -1 to some power, usually n plus 1, times sum a sub n. So this is A1 minus A2 plus A3 minus A4 and so on. An alternating series converges if all of the following are satisfied. There are three qualities we look for in an alternating series, and if they all are satisfied, then we say the series converges. One is that the a sub n's have to all be positive. Why? Otherwise, it's not really alternation. You want a positive number minus a positive number plus a positive number minus a positive number all the way through. All the a sub n's have to be positive. Two, a sub n plus 1 has to be less than a sub n eventually. After some point, the terms get smaller. And the a sub n's have to go to 0 as n gets large. So we ask ourselves, do the terms really alternate? Do the terms really get smaller? And do the terms really approach 0? If we can say, yes, the terms alternate, yes, the terms get smaller, yes, the terms get closer and closer to 0, then we say the alternating series converges. Why? So we think about why this works. And so we imagine some number line, here's 0. A sub 1. Well, a sub 1 is some positive number. This is a sub 1. So what's a1 minus a2? Well, a sub 1 minus a sub 2 minus a sub 2 takes us back this way. But because the terms are getting smaller, it doesn't take us all the way back to here. A sub 1 minus a sub 2 is somewhere to the right of 0. And then we go up by a sub 3, but a sub 3 is less than a sub 2, so it doesn't take us all the way back to where a sub 1 was. And this bouncing back and forth continues infinitely. And the bouncing back and forth settles down to nothing because the a sub n's get closer and closer to 0. So eventually, it settles down at whatever the sum is. There's a bouncing back and forth, and that bouncing back and forth gets less and less, less and less, until it's practically nothing. And when it's practically nothing, that's where the sum is. And that's why the alternating series test works. So let's ask, do they converge? We've got 1 minus a half plus a third minus a fourth and so on. We've got, I'll just set them up. Let's do the 4n over n squared plus 4. That's 4/5 minus 8/8 plus 12/13 minus 16/20 and so on. And then just so you don't know if it's 2 of one and 1 of the other, let's do 1 over n cubed. That's 1 minus an eighth plus a 27th minus a 64th and so on. So let's think to ourselves, Which of these converge? Well, they are all alternating series. You can tell because there's a plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus all the way through. So let's consider this one first. Does it converge? Do the terms alternate? Sure, 1 over n is always positive. Check. Do the terms get smaller? Yes. Check. Do the terms get closer to 0? What's the limit of this as n gets large? Well, the limit of this as n gets large is 0. Check. So this series, which happens to be called the alternating harmonic series, this series converges because the terms alternate, they get smaller and closer to 0. Well, what about this one? Do the terms alternate? Well, these are always positive, so yes. Do the terms get smaller? Not initially. But these do, and you can take the derivative of 4x over x squared plus 4 and figure out that that is a decreasing function for x bigger than 2. And if that's a decreasing function for x bigger than 2, then after the second term, all the terms get smaller. So this one little hiccup doesn't really matter because after the second term, all the terms get smaller. Do those terms get closer to 0? What happens to this as n gets large? Bigger power in the denominator? Yes. And so this series converges. Well, what about this one? Well, there's the -1 to the n plus 1. Those are always positive. So do these terms alternate? Yes. Yes, they do. It's going to be plus, minus all the way through. Do the terms get smaller? Yes. Do the terms get closer to 0? Yes. And so all three of these alternating series converge by the alternating series test. The terms alternate, they get smaller, closer to 0. So these are 3 examples of converging alternating series. Now, you might argue that this one would have converged anyway, even if this alternating piece wasn't there. And you'd be right. And that's what the other video in this lesson is going to talk about. We're going to talk about whether these would have converged anyway if it wasn't plus, minus, if it was just plus. But that's another video. So make sure you watch.